Okay, here we are. $203 later, we have a rebuilt alternator. It's got a 3-year limited warranty on it, so no problem. Get this installed, and hopefully we're good. Oh, man. Okay, it takes a little bit of maneuvering. You're gonna have to play with the compressor, get that thing out, pull it down, push it around, and then you're gonna have a hard time trying to get it past the fender thing here. If you pop that out of the way, you might be able to pull this out just a little bit, but it keeps getting caught between this here and your block. But keep playing with it. You'll get it up in there. Just take it out. Just put it in just like you're gonna put it, just like you're gonna hook it up, and then you just twist it around, and then get your bolt on the bottom through, and you can worry about your top bolt in a minute. I didn't hook up the cables to it, but you're just gonna rotate that forward and then get your nut in there, or bolt, upper bolt secured in there. So there is that, like I showed you on that other video, the little tab there that locks itself in place. It's on the end of that nut. So as long as you can keep that on there, you should be all right. Okay, I'm getting back under again. Almost last time. I have got the bolt snug down with my electric, with the electric ratchet. Right, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna snug the battery cable down with it. Can you reach it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, wrong. Where is it? 13? Yeah, it's such a 13. I may need a deep 13 though. Thought I had it with the flush one, but I guess not. Okay, there we are. It took me a while to get that compressor on there. Warning, and be very careful. These are aluminum threads. It is very possible to cross thread, especially on the inner one. I got it and I restarted it, and I was lucky. But you got to be careful. This stuff is aluminum, and you got steel bolts. You can cross thread that if you do not get that. You don't get those bolts started. So get them in there. Get them rotated about 4 or 5 times with your fingers if you can. That is very, very important. If you cross thread the wrong ones here, you're not going to get them in there, and you're going to be screwed. So be very, very careful. You're going into an aluminum block too. So keep that in mind. That you've got an aluminum block down here. Using steel bolts, and it will screw those. It'll screw the aluminum up. So be very, very careful. I got my other idler pulley back on here. Now it's just getting the serpentine belt on here. Fun. So you got 4. You got a total of 1, 2, 1. What do I got? What did I say? 3. You got 3 long bolts and 3 short bolts that are holding that compressor on there. So be very, very careful again, because using again steel bolts and aluminum, and you can cross thread those threads. So stay tuned for starting this thing up. Okay, this is where we're at. What I wound up doing is, instead of trying to get it from get the tension, there's a tensioner right there, and I decided instead of doing the tensioner from the top, I decided to do it from the bottom, and I left it off the crank, and that was the way I was able to get the slack that I needed. And then I went ahead and used this particular wrench design, and I was able to get right up on that and be able to loosen it from down here. So it's off just a little bit for the moment, but I just got to tighten it up, push it back a little bit, and then slide that back on that tensioner, and we will be done. Okay, here we are. It started up. Let's spin this around the other way. All right. Started up. I got no battery light. And this is how you tell if your alternator is working. Is if you got a battery light and you pull either your ground or your power, the motor should continue to run because it's supposed to be running off your alternator, not your battery. Your battery is your backup. So I still got this loose. So if I pull this off, the motor should keep running. There you go. That's the first thing that's going to tell you whether you got a bad alternator or not. You get a battery light. Check your connections under there. Make sure they're not loose though. So there we are. Let's charge the battery back up. Let me turn that back off before I plug the battery back in. And even though you don't have even if you get the battery disconnected, you're still not going to get, if the battery's disconnected, you're still not going to get a battery light, because that light is designed to tell you if your alternator fails. Okay. But of course, you got no lights on now. and guess what? She ain't gonna start again. That tells you if you got a bad battery. When you turn the key, that's what tells you if you have a bad battery. Disconnecting the alternator when it's running and it shuts down, that tells you got a bad alternator. So there we go. Let's plug this back in, and then we'll get this plug back in. So anyway, I'm just now finishing up on this. I actually put the timer on it on my phone, and I still don't have the wheels on it. I've just checked it. I've still got to hook this shield, bring this shield back up, get this shield put back on. There we go. Put that shield back up, and then put the wheels on. So let's see what my phone says. And see. Oh, okay, there you go. Just so you have a diagram of what goes on the 1.8, 2.0, and 2.4 Dodge caliper motors. That is the routing of the serpentine belt. And like I said, it's easier to get to that tensioner from underneath. So anyway, I saved that. Let's see what my timer says. And now he's just putting this back together again. There's my clock, and it has been 2 hours, almost 3 hours, putting that back together. And I don't have the wheel back on. I don't have that. No. So doing that and putting the wheel back on, it's probably going to be about another 20 minutes. So say that's 3 hours. That's 3 hours right there. So I'm gonna stop because I'm not in a hurry now. I'm gonna finish up on this tomorrow. It's time to eat, but figure that's 3 hours right now. And it was probably, for me, taking it apart for the first time. It wasn't 6 hours. It was probably about 4 hours. So 5 hour for a professional to do it, probably about 5 hours. So somebody that's been doing it on a regular basis, yeah, probably about 4.5 to 5 hours, providing they don't have any issues in between that. And of course, they're going to troubleshoot it and all that. So I wouldn't pass it being a 6 hour job. So there we go. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back. Got the caliber all put back together, wheels back on, skirting under there, all secure. So I decided to do a quick check here and see what we have for voltage. Right now, not running. We have 1248 on the system. So let's go ahead and start her up and see what we got coming out of that alternator. The battery light stays out. Yep, battery light's out. We actually have 15.4. 15.2. So I'm gonna say that's overcharging, but it's putting out what it needs to be putting out. You should get a minimum of 14.2 volts or more. If it's still showing 12s, it's your time to replace the alternator. I didn't do that. If you're getting them into the 13s, you should take it and have it put a test on the alternator. So you're now assuming that the alternator is producing over 14 volts. Go ahead and turn on the headlights, air conditioner, and everything, and see what's coming on. Well, basically, you're putting all the power you can on that battery. Heater on. Let's see what she's doing. Okay, we're down into 14.74 with everything running. And let's see. The voltage runs back down into 12. There's a very strong indication that the caliber's alternator is bad. So prepare to have it changed. That's great. That alternator's putting out 14.83. I like it. That's high beams too. High beams with fan going. Just for the heck of it, I just took it off high beam and see what it's doing now. It's still swinging. Yeah, it's over 15 without the high beams on. The high beams back on. does put a little bit of, yeah, 14.94. See where she's sitting. $15.1. I still got the headlights on. Alright, headlights are out. $14.9. What's going on? I altered. The idle just dropped down too. Alright. Put 14.6. 14.1. Okay, so she's coming back down after full charge. Let me I just put a load on that. You could hear that kick down. Nine, 14, 6, 9, 4, 2, 3, 4. It's staying about 14, 6. Yep. Awesome. Alright. Okay, so we wrap this up. Yeah, when you use your digital, this is an Everstart that I got at Walmart for like $19, I think. You're gonna put it on your voltage at like 20 volt, and then check everything out from that point. And there we go. Okay, all back together. You should be happy now. And until the next time. So let's see. The alternator seems to be charging, and battery is fine. It's time to move on to the battery itself. I recommend taking it to the local dealer. Almost all of them will test it for free. If it's bad, they'll even install a new one for you. So just remember that if that alternator light comes on, you want to get home, because it's running off the vehicle is running off of that battery. If it does that. So. All right, so thanks a lot. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, definitely share, and you'll catch me on the next Dana Crosby's Garage.